Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We were talking about television shows where the husband bumbles and then the wife is the rock. You know, she's the main, person that kind of holds the family together, and then the husband bumbles around. And then I was like, has there ever been a show where the wife is the bumbler and the husband is the rock? And the chat room's just killing me with it right now. They threw out I Love Lucy as an answer, and they nailed it. And then Christine thought of another one that is just as good as I Dream of Jeannie. Major Nelson was the rock. Like, he was the holding it all together, and Jeannie was forever mumbling.
It must have been an old school stereotype that
My dad and I liked I Dream of Jeannie. We love some Barbara Eden.
Yeah, but
you don't know any of these people, right? Like, you don't flag names of people. Like, you don't carry like a compartmentalized like file of older Hollywood stars, do you?
No,
you don't know who Barbara Eden is.
No, I have no idea.
Or Larry Hagman. Larry Hagman was Major Nelson. Barbara Eden was Jeannie.
I watched Family Matters. I grew up.
Follow-up question: Larry Hagman
80s,
played
90s.
two famous stars. He was Major Nelson on Jeannie. What was he on the show Dallas?
I have no idea.
J.R. Ewing is the answer we're looking for.
Yeah, Dallas, M.A.S.H,
Falcon
Cheers.
Crest. What about a little Falcon Crest?
No, I never watched any of that.
My mom was addicted to the Falcon Crest.
Yeah.
I remember the intro for Falcon Crest was like they show like a big like sprawling estate, and then you'd see like a plane coming in, and I was like, oh, look at those people are rich. They're landing their plane on at their house. I was like, that's awesome. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody.
Where are we with the sitcom right now?
Dead.
It doesn't seem like what's
dead, right?
I mean, the last real popular sitcom was
Modern Family.
Modern Family, yeah, right. I mean, is there any that we're not thinking about that people are watching now that's popular?
If I see one more meme where somebody shows me that one of the actors on Modern Family was not gay, I will smash my laptop. I'll smash it. I don't care. Everyone knows that the best character on Modern Family was Manny until he hit puberty. And then the whole show went to S. And don't even get me started on the little Asian girl. What was her name?
The adopted one.
Worst character on the show. Worst actress in Hollywood. Worst actress in Hollywood.
Well,
terrible.
She was a good, real young
kill her off
actress.
Kill her off. No, sorry, just kill her off.
Let's do some voicemails and emails.
All right, voicemails and emails. If you'd like to send us a voicemail message, you can do that. You can do that a couple of ways. You can call 1-844-TOMNDAN. You can call that number and leave us a voicemail message, or you can use our app. And you can find our app in the Apple App Store and the Android App Store. I was just throwing our app developer, Mr. Matt Fred, to a couple of other people that need apps. If you need an app, we got a guy. So.
Yep. It's mrmattfred@gmail.com.
There you go.
Speaking of old school sitcoms and old celebrities, I was at our buddy from Six Flags Mulch place the other day, picking up some soil and mulch.
Sure.
And I was using the bathroom, and in his bathroom,
oh God, you blew it up at the mulch place.
No.
Yeah, I love it.
He's got a poster of
a lot of people don't know that Tom just drives around to our clients and uses their restrooms, like Big Tim used to do to our studio before he moved to L.A.
In the bathroom, he's got an old school movie poster from the Three Stooges, right? And so in my mind,
wise guy.
The Three Stooges are old as hell.
1930s and 40s, maybe?
Black and white, like old men with bozos and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like super old to me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
like a bowl haircut.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the blown up like poster or whatever. I'm looking at the Three Stooges faces.
Can you name them all?
Larry, Moe, and Curly. Yeah.
There's one more.
Stooge.
Close. You're very close. Shemp.
Oh,
We're looking for Shemp.
Yeah, that's racist.
No, Shemp's not racist. I have a Shemp allergy.
So I'm looking at their faces and I'm like, these MFers are younger than I am right
yes,
now.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 30-year-old Mo,
a
30-year-old Shimp back in the day looked 65.
Yeah. Well, no, but in my mind, they just were old. But I'm looking at their face. I'm
they're
like,
all
these guys,
32, 31, 32 years old.
Yeah. 35 at the most, but they're young men.
Yeah, like even Shirley
actors.
Temple dressed in the sailor outfit with a lollipop, she's 17 in that.
Yeah.
Like everybody older. Everybody older. And in wool. Everybody in wool. Gray and brown wool.
You know, like that meme from the cast of Cheers that has everybody's name?
Yeah.
Or like the name
George
and
Wendt,
age.
George Wendt has been 65 years old since he was born.
No, he was on his 40s, I think.
I know. I think he was in his 30s, sir.
In his late 30s?
I believe he was in his 30s.
I mean, even the old mailman, is that the George Wendt or whatever?
No, that would be, hold on, let me test my memory. That was
Norm,
Cliff
right?
Clavin.
Or Cliff?
Clavin.
But he was in his like early 40s or like late
his
30s
name
or
is
whatever.
John Ratzenberger. John Ratzenberger.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the psychological effect of you growing up and seeing these people, like thinking how much older they are, and then later on, 30 years later, you look at them and you're like, oh my God.
Well, they're also frozen in time.
Not that old.
Right? So you go back and watch Cheers now, and you watch like Sam Malone on Cheers, and you're watching him, and he's supposed to be like 15 years younger than me, and I'm like, no way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I look younger than that guy.
It's real. Like, now that you see how ridiculous it is that people will, like, I guess, criticize celebrities for aging. Like, I'm inundated all the time with, like, Facebook posts. A lot of it's Facebook posts, which is weird because I'm like, the Facebook algorithm, it seems to be the worst one because it shows me celebrity stuff all the time, and I could...
You must have clicked on something.
I'm completely uninterested with anything celebrity.
Yeah.
But
Except for yourself. You Google your own name a lot. I say you do that.
There's constantly like, hey, look what happened to what's the lady from True Lies?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
You know she's a hermaphrodite.
But there's just like,
and she's also Paul from the Wonder Years, and he can do his own thing, if you know what I mean. And he's Marilyn Manson.
They're taking pictures of these celebrities from the late 90s and like, look how hot they were. Look at them now. And it's like, it's 25 years later.
Or longer, yeah.
And it's like, these, why are you doing this to this person? Like, they're a human being. Like,
but those get me every time.
30
Especially
years.
if you do like an ugly photo. If you do a big old fat Christy Alley, I'm there. I'll click it every time.
Like, you're going to look 30 years older. That's what. There's no way beyond it. It's like, why are you doing it?
But I don't keep tabs on that. And normally when I get that suggested to me by the algorithm, it's time for me to check in again. If you know what I mean. Like, I'm like, you know what? Let's see what the ghost of Kirstie Alley looks like. You know, like, I'm a sucker for those click-throughs of, like, this one child. Like, anything with Dana Plato, Kirstie Alley, anything that's got dead celebrities, fat celebrities. Look how horrible they look now. Them on a beach. I'm there. I'll click it every single time. Every single time.
It's so bad that our society does that.
It
to
is.
Humans.
And I don't know who started that, but it would be like here's a click-through gallery. It's a gallery. Here's a gallery of when they were young and now they're on drugs and almost dead. Compare them. And I'll be like, okay, I'll do that. And I'm into it. Like, I'll do it. Let's do some voicemails.
Yeah.
This one's a two-parter. It came in from a listener. Apparently he found something strange at Planet Fitness.
Hey guys, it's Bubble Bath Billy. I've got two things for you real quick, but I will try to keep it short. First of all, I was at Planet Fitness this morning. I almost said Planet Smoothies. Planet Fitness this morning, and I was in the bathroom, and I happened to look down at the trash can. And to help visualize, their trash can is like a big barrel, right, with no lid, bigger opening than your county street, trash can, right? So I look down in this trash can as I'm throwing something away, and there is a full-size empty wine bottle in the trash can at Planet Fitness. What do you think that's about? Okay, and then second thing, real quick. Is there anything more annoying than sitting on the toilet with an automatic flusher, and it's calibrated so sensitively, or it's not calibrated?
It's the size of the human. It flushes on me every time. It doesn't know I'm there. Like, I'm too small to be seen by an automatic flushing device.
What's the technology in that?
Well, apparently it can't detect me. If you use that same technology at a bank, I can steal all the gold. Like, it can't see me. So if I sit down on it, just keeps flushing. So my turds just go. They're gone. They're instantly gone, and everything's wet. My hands get wet because I have to reach in the bowl to do, to clean up.
Hold on,
it's like sitting on a waterfall.
But why is it triggering it to go off? Because it goes off when the person leaves, right?
Or maybe am I too small? Or am I just covering? I don't know. But it just flushes the whole time when I sit down.
Yeah, it did that with my son so much that I have to put toilet paper.
You have to cover the eye.
Over the eye, because when they were real young, they used to get afraid of the flush. Yeah. Like they didn't want to sit on it. So I had to put the toilet paper over there. Anyway, so back to the wine bottle.
Yeah.
I've got a theory.
Well, he had a follow-up. Do you want to hear the follow-up?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the follow-up about the wine bottle.
Hey guys, it's Bubble Bath Billy. I just left a voicemail a few minutes ago about the empty wine bottle in the Planet Fitness bathroom. And I realized something after I left the voicemail. Now, I'm not the most prolific caller up to the show. I'm not a Zach from Ohio or a Kenny the Pervert or an Eskimo Josh. But I've probably left maybe 10 or 15 voicemails over the years when something gets in my head that I want to share. And this was the first one that I've ever done on the first take, literally. Every other voicemail, I stall out halfway through. I get in my head that I'm not getting my point across or that it doesn't sound good. I cancel it, I restart and send it 3, 4, or 5 times. So I was proud of myself. I was wanted to share that with you guys and then ask, A, if you guys have ever, the answer is probably no, but have you ever called into a podcast that you guys listen to or anything and left a voicemail? Yes. And B, which way does it go for you guys? Are you a 2-take Tommy or a one-and-done Dan? Just curious. And by the way, this took me 3 times to get through.
I'm a one-and-done Dan, and you can check with him. We saw him at our BDM party on Saturday night. I left a voicemail through the iHeart app. I was so mad. To Jim Colbert, telling him to leave his disgusting giganto staghorn that he was trying to. This guy's so cheap. He was trying to get listeners to help him get some sort of weird flatbed or something and some chains to carry some stupid trash plant from his old house to his new house. And I left him a very detailed and long voicemail about how much I hate staghorns and I hate the people that keep trashing up Florida with these goddamn trash plants. They're terrible. You feed the plant trash. It's a trash plant. You hang them in your tree with a metal chain, the same chain that you keep your stupid pit bulls on, you animals, you filthy Florida redneck hillbillies.
I get mad at my sons when they throw away their banana peels. I'm like, who threw away a peel? I'm like, feed that to the stag. And then I make them get it out, dig it out.
I hate stags. I hate them.
I make
They're
them
disgusting.
Dig it out of the trash and then go to the front yard and throw it up into the staghorn. I got a bunch of bananas up there.
And I know I'm in the minority in this. The chat room will attack me, unmerciful, because they love, everyone loves staghorns except for little old me. I hate them. I hate them.
I got a Mambo mega stag.
If I was rich enough to cover the legal bills, I would drive around Orlando on my scooter, and when I see a staghorn, I'd have a little pouch of lighter fluid. I'd pour lighter fluid all over it and light it right on fire and drive away. Hate them. I hate them.
I think you go to jail for.
I'll go to jail.
Because
I'd go to jail for that.
You could value
worth
them.
Going to jail, destroying people's stupid staghorns.
A big staghorn's worth like $1,000.
Not to me, it's not. Me, it's worthless. It is worthless.
If destruction of property over $1,000,
you're hanging mud in the air. It's mud in the air with a little bit of plant.
It's a plant.
No, it's not a plant. There's nothing beautiful about it. There's no aesthetic qualities. You don't look at it and go like, oh man, it's not like looking at a beach or palm tree. No, it's not amazing.
It's amazing.
It's disgusting.
It's Florida agriculture.
It's more disgusting than childbirth. It's horrible. It's disgusting.
And it's cool how it grows from one leaf. I'm growing a Staghorn Pup right now in my backyard.
I'm gonna kill it. Where is it? I'm gonna stomp it flat. I'm gonna pour lighter fluid on it.
It'll get to hundreds of pounds. It'll take years.
So will big fat whales. Yeah, the big fat whale. He got to 600 pounds something.
Back to the wine bottle at Planet Fitness.
Yes, I'm sorry. My anger got out.
Here's my theory. Right, so someone is
probably the cleaning person at night cleaning the place.
No. I have an idea that someone is hired like a personal trainer. I don't know if they either offer them at Planet Fitness? I'm sure they do.
I mean,
right?
sometimes I see personal trainers that will take you to Planet Fitness and train you.
Yeah.
Which I think is cheesy.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like, why don't you have your own? Or like, we'll use the $10 plan. So I got my $10
They have
membership.
Tootsie Rolls here, and I just can't. I love them.
So my
Pull my
idea
fillings out.
is their personal trainer on day one asked them, because there's some sort of like symbolism or whatever.
You want to get tough?
So they asked them to bring
a staghorn. It's a symbolism of sacrifice.
They bring your wine that you like, and then we're gonna
pour it in the toilet.
It's
got an automatic thing. Oh, it won't stop flushing.
We're gonna do like a ceremonial, like you're pouring your last bit out, like you throw your cigarettes away.
You're gonna go in the Planet Fitness bathroom and pour wine in the toilet as a symbol?
No, you're pouring it in the trash or whatever. It's like some
pour it in the trash. Then the cleaning lady has to pick up a bag with liquids in it. Don't put liquids in the trash for the cleaning lady.
Or you bring it empty and it's just you throw it away in front to symbolize.
Somebody was drinking wine in Planet Fitness. This was not a symbol. Tom thinks this is a ceremony.
The start of your journey of fitness.
Your fitness is ruined. It's rotted
no,
your brain.
They do this.
You're too healthy now.
No, they do this with like bring your biggest, fattest jeans and then
and then we'll put a staghorn inside of them. We'll stuff a staghorn in your biggest, fattest jeans and hang it up in a tree. That'll look cool. That'll look nice.
No, the personal trainers are all about like showing some like cut out foods that you like and then we'll
glue it
burn
to a
them.
vision board. You need a vision board of the food you love.
It's all a bunch of nonsense.
And then you can eat it like the bird in Tuesday.
Because what other reason would there be a wine bottle in the damn Planet Fitness?
I told you, the cleaning people were drunk.
No.
I nailed this stuff.
No, the cleaning people.
Yeah, they were drunk.
If you drink at work, you hide it.
Yeah, they did.
No, you don't throw it away in the top of the damn
well, they didn't think
trash
anybody would
can.
say anything. They didn't think anybody'd say anything.
And the cleaning people
would
would
have in the trash can. None of your business.
The cleaning person.
Yeah, but no,
this
person. None of your business. If you go to a place and you look at if you go to Chipotle and you look inside where you're putting your trash in and you see a used condom in there, shut your mouth. None of your business.
Listen, and as a person that's hid their alcoholism before.
Oh my God.
I know that if you are hiding drinking, that you stash the cans under the trash. Everybody knows that.
Under the trash? You put them under,
Like I'm sneaking a White Claw, and then I go to throw that away. I'm putting it under the other can.
100%.
So then my wife, she doesn't open it up and see it on the top.
Like if Andrea, like on Fridays, when I used to drink on Fridays in here, if I knew Andrea were going to swing by here, I'd slam my beers as fast as I could, and then I'd put them in the trash can in the bathroom, and then you guys would all put your paper towels on top of them. That way when she comes by, she's like, so we're going to go out after this, and maybe you can have some beers. You haven't been drinking, right? I'm like, well, I haven't been drinking.
Yeah, you have to hide it.
Like that.
So
you want to try this one right here?
I want to answer the voicemail, leaving a voicemail to a podcast.
Yes.
Leaving it to Jimmy show doesn't really count because he's our friend. And
I also wrote him an email. I wrote him a Staghorn email.
Yeah.
I left an iHeart message. I think I texted him personally about how much I hate Staghorns.
Have you done it to a show that you don't know? Like you don't know the actual host or anything? Have you actually just been a contributor through email or voicemail to a podcast or a radio show like people do?
No, I never have.
Yeah,
that's
I've never
a great
done
question. When I was a kid, I wrote Captain Lucky on Comedy Central. I told you that story. It was the Higgins Boys and Gruber, a comedy. The Higgins fellas in comedy have been doing it for a very long time. And I wrote the Higgins Boys and Gruber when I was a very young boy, and they wrote me back. And it was really cool.
So, this is going to show you that I'm crazy.
I like that about you because it makes me feel better because you say I'm crazy.
So I listen to a lot of the sports gambling podcasts I told you, and I do want to ask them. Sometimes they're like, "We'll answer listeners' questions."
Tom, you're on the line.
No. Let's podcast.
Come on, speak up, pussy.
So you have to send in a question, right?
You don't know how to write.
So I do want to ask a question, but the reason I don't is for the off chance that one of our listeners
hears my
my question on that show And then
they don't think you're a superstar anymore. Oh, man.
You know.
I do know.
You think like that. That's why you don't do it either.
I've never thought about you losing my superstar status.
Not even that I'm superstar. I don't even care about that.
Superstar?
No, I don't think I'm nobody. I swear to God I don't.
Why does it bother you so bad?
I swear, because
I ride around with a dog in a basket on my bike.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
But
I'm not afraid to ask a question on another show. I just don't do it. I don't think I'm afraid of it. I've never had the opportunity. It's never come up. I don't have enough time to listen to other shows.
Like, it doesn't.
I've helped Samantha's show. I wrote a question into her show before. That doesn't count, though, because you're saying I'm friends. You want something that I'm not friends, I don't know them, that I'm participating in, and I don't have one for you.
I would think that our listeners would be like, that doesn't seem like something Tom would do. And then think that it's all.
But they don't know everything you do. But they don't know everything you do.
I think they do.
No,
I tell them. I tell them everything I do.
I know they don't.
I tell them. And then I want to ask a question to my favorite podcast, but I'm afraid that our listeners are going to clown me good.
But But why would they clown you?
Because they'd be
like
like
ego. When you think other people are listening to the ego is so big that you think people
ask
are
the
listening.
Chat room. Ask them if they clown me.
You think your ego is so big that you think our listeners will listen to other shows, hear you asking a question, and be like, "Hold on a second, that's not on brand," because I'm always thinking about Tom. They probably won't even know that it's you.
No, they'll know by the like this.
Because your superstar goes back to superstar.
No, like this is from Tom, and then the way I ask the question, they'll be like,
"We'll change your name, Billy. Your name's Bill."
No, but then
William.
Then I'll eventually tell you that I changed my name and sent up.
No, I won't say a word about it. I don't care about it. I don't even care about your stupid sports podcast.
Someone videotaped me at the Cabana stumbling around while Crystal's dancing with Moon Jack.
That was Tracy.
Yeah. What's Tracy?
Was I not supposed to say that?
What the hell?
Was I not supposed to? What the hell? What are you, a cowboy now? Was I not supposed to say that?
And then Melissa put it on social.
Yeah. How do you think she got it? It was Tracy.
And then I have no recollection of it.
Yeah, because you were blacked out.
How did
you were taking your clothes off.
Was I drinking shots? Did someone give me shots?
Yeah, I didn't see you do it, but you came back and you told me and your wife. You don't remember talking to me and Crystal?
That's what happened.
When I was telling you, hey.
Because I was like, I only had, because I remember we got a bucket of White.
Maybe 3 White Claws. I saw you have 2.
We had a bucket of White Claw.
And a bucket of Coors Lights,
and I was drinking with DJ Sharp, and he was having some.
Well, he didn't have many. You had, we drank his, me and you drank all of DJ Sharp's drinks.
But that was the only one. So I had like 3 or 4, and I was like, that's not enough to get me blacked
Tracy,
out.
It was Eric.
Oh,
Eric's Marshman, Eric? Man, your whole staff is turning on you. Everybody that helps you is like, look at this idiot. I'm videoing this for blackmail later.
It's rich Eric. How is he so rich, by the way?
I don't know.
I
don't ask. Who cares?
He's ordering the sparkler champagne over and over.
It was bottle service, bro. He did 3 rounds of bottle service.
What does he do for a living?
I don't know. I don't ask. I don't care. It's none of my business. I don't care.
Yeah,
but I'm not worried about him.
Rich,
I'm not worried about him thinking I'm a superstar. So it doesn't matter. Let's try this one because I think it ties in. You crack me up, dude. But I do think now more than ever, since we've had a lot more alone time in here, you and I. The crazy is here, and it's tight. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy in here, man. Between the two of us, we got both sides covered. What kind of crazy do you want? We got it. What do you want? I got it. Here we go. You're going to like this one.
Hey, Tom and Dan. Got an etiquette question for you. The other day, I was at the urinal. Some guy pulls in next to me, starts his business, lets out an incredibly loud fart. And my first instinct was to be like, yo, that's ridiculous. But then I was like, where else is he going to do it? I guess it is the bathroom. So the etiquette question is the bathroom, I guess a public bathroom, is it fair game to just let one rip? All right. Talk to y'all later.
Are you an insane person? As I was raised, Carol, A. Dennis, Dan, R. Dennis. They both told me, and this is how I was raised. And it didn't happen very often. But if there were like people over, grandparents, strangers, people from church, whatever. If it were just the family and I farted at the table, my dad might hit me or ask me to leave the table. He'd be mad. but he'd laugh. You know what I mean? Like he'd be he'd be executing what mom wanted done, no farting at the table.
Yeah.
But he'd also be laughing, but he'd still be yelling at me. There'd be a couple goddams or something in there. If people came over, let's say church people, if I needed to fart, I was instructed to ask to be excused, go to the restroom, and fart in the bathroom. The bathroom is for farting. It always has been. It's what it's for. Or go outside.
Now,
right?
Now you go to the bathroom, the private bathroom with the door, the public bathroom. What he's asking is like with other people in there.
Yeah, that's what it's for. It's for farting.
So you blast farts.
When I pee now, I fart every single time. It's like I now
But it's an accident, right?
No. It's just the way my prostate in my body, it's the way my body is degrading. I now have, when I have a whistler, it has report. It now has report.
Yeah.
Our fireworks people will know what that is.
Older men, they lose control of their
well, it just
bottoms.
has to come out.
Yeah,
I have control of my bottom, sir.
It's your pelvic floor. It
my
gets
floor
all
is
loose.
fine.
Yeah,
it's
just lets farts.
my floor is fine. It's my B. My B.
Yeah. That's part of your floor.
No, not my floor.
Yeah, I've learned about it.
No.
It's all the floor. It all gets worn out.
But I think that's where you're supposed to go. I think that's what the bathroom's for.
Yeah, but like say you're peeing and you purposely blast a fart loud.
Well, push it to make it come out.
Yeah.
What's
if
wrong
it's
with
an
that?
accident.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Dude, you are so embarrassed at everything. My God, this mother ever embarrassed of everything. Can't even fart because he's going to lose his superstar status. Superstars don't fart in the bathroom.
Well, that's right.
You might be right on that.
Anyway.
Like, am I wrong on that? Like, chat room, help me out. People call in, email me. Are you not supposed to fart in the bathroom because Tom's going to be you wouldn't do
just
it
like, come on, bro.
because the listeners would hear you? No, that's what it's for. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do it out while somebody's eating a fish sandwich. Just blast one.
No. But if you can, hold it, just hold it in.
It hurts. I mean, then where do you go to fart? To go outside, go all the way outside, walk down the road?
In private, so no one can hear.
No.
Or you go into the stall. You can't fart while the person's standing next to you.
Yeah, women fart all the time. My wife has told me that when she goes into the bathroom, that ladies sit down and it's just a fart fest.
Yeah.
It's just
I've heard that. I've also heard that women do have disgusting bathrooms, and they're just as gross as men sometimes.
I don't think they're grosser. They're grosser.
No, it can't be grosser. Have you ever? It's real bad. And
I remember the one at Clear Channel one time had. How do I say this? You know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have that.
Yeah.
We don't have that. And that can be. And what I mean by that can be in some ways more unnerving than a number 2. Because I feel like I see it and my first thought is crime. I'm trying to be clinical.
Crime scene.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you're right.
And I know it's natural.
Men's bathroom doesn't have that.
We don't have that. The worst we can ever get is an extreme 2.
Yeah.
But
there's no evidence of 4.
No.
That's a myth.
That is.
You need a black light for
nobody's
evidence.
doing that, and if they are, it's such an outlier. Anyway, you want to do another one here?
Yeah, but before we do that,
yes.
I'll go one step further.
How
how crazy I am.
Oh yes, I like this.
If I do want to ask my favorite podcaster a question, instead of emailing them, I will slowly but surely get them on as a guest on the show just so I can ask them
personally.
On my show personally.
Oh, okay. You'll ask them personally on your show.
Our show or your show.
Well, it's more, no, I don't care, dude.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just so,
it is more beneficial to get content on our show. I will say that.
Yeah, but it's only so I could ask them the question. I truly believe our own listeners don't care. And just so I can get the question out instead of emailing them, so they don't ask the question on their show and our listeners here.
Going back to the fart question just quickly, and then we'll play another voicemail. Do you fart in here at all?
No, I'm really not
you let any
farter.
Out? You're not a farter?
I do in the office. Yeah. Sometimes
if you're in there alone, you'll just let them out.
Yeah.
I do too.
I mean,
I do too. Especially now with Sam gone, I fart all the time.
How many times have you heard me fart?
Maybe once. Maybe.
Think how crazy that is.
Maybe once. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
You probably heard me about 12. I've probably given you 12 solid ones.
Hey, you're joking. I've heard hundreds of your farts.
No, not hundreds.
Dude, since I've worked here for 20 years.
That's an exaggeration. You're a baby. You're a child.
I've heard you fart back in the radio station almost every day.
Okay, at the most 70.
And you farted into this mic. Not this one, but your mic.
I got rid of that. I don't really do that. I've only done that like maybe 3 times in here. I'll battle this.
No, from the history of the show, you farted into the mic.
Maybe 70, but not 100. Not 100. I'm not giving you 100.
Well, that's 70 times into the mic, but then other times around.
Thousands. I'm farting all the time. I'm farting. I was going to say, I farted right now. Let's try this one. A little love for Cabana Live.
Hey, Tom and Dan. This is Keyed Up BDM, or Brian the Locksmith.
Hey, buddy.
Just want to appreciate you guys for the party this weekend. It was awesome at Cabana Live. Me and my wife had a blast. It was great meeting other BDMs there. Really enjoyed the time we had there. Maybe next year we can rent the entire day for ourselves. But, I don't know how much that costs.
Can we do that?
I don't know. Well,
can we rent the whole place?
It's not a private venue. It's public until like 6 p.m.
I wonder if we can make it a private venue if we're like, hey, we want to buy this place.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what, they'd have to turn away their normal customers that day because no one's going to get the memo that they're closed, for a private event.
That's true.
So I don't know if they want to do that. Yeah. But for the right amount of money, anybody will do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't know how we're going to pay for that.
Crowd fun.
Although we could.
We'll talk to him.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. Not a bad idea. Consulting was a hot topic last week.
Okay, so I'm listening to Thursday's ACT show, and Tom's talking about, why would you guys bring in a consultant to help grow your business? He already knows everything. How expanding your audience takes so much time, and you got to get on other people's shows, and all of these different things. What I haven't heard is, a diversified business plan. I think Tom's focus is on trying to grow your local audience because that's where your advertisers are currently. There is a much broader approach to this where you guys really could bring in and expand your audience significantly, and you create multiple advertising revenue streams based on where you're marketing.
I'm already ignoring him now. Oh my God. I was just sitting here thinking about how crazy we are, and then for some reason I was thinking about farting again. And I was like, I think I can get another fart going.
The problem is, sir, these are all just words at the end of the day. Yes, there's ways to do anything, right? Yes. You could sit down and say, all right, how can we theorize to expand whatever business you're talking about, right? So then you say, I think this could work, whatever. Yeah. And then you have to test those theories.
Well, the execution is always the hardest part,
theories,
right? We've had things I can talk about, right? That we've tried that didn't succeed. We've had marketing plans. I won't go into detail, but we've had marketing plans with other podcasts and commercial things that we did where behind the scenes we were working and doing different ads and running different revenue streams and had a completely different company behind the scenes that we were running, and it didn't work. And then we'll try different things,
we constantly keep trying different things.
You may not even see some of the things that we tried that fail, and
a lot of
our
stuff,
dance squad. Goddamn dance squad.
When we're talking on the show, we often just go to whatever's funniest. And saying that everything's too hard to do and we're, it's funnier to me than the actuality. If you want to start talking about the actuality of what me and Daniel do, it's not very funny.
No. Especially once these mics turn off, it's a lot of silence and a lot of typing. There's a lot of typing. There's a lot hey, are we open on the thing? He's like, let me check the calendar. And then it's back to silence.
And also, and me and Daniel have talked about this a multitude of times, but I am convinced now more than ever that having and curating the local audience is more important than trying to get any sort of national audience. In fact, getting a national audience is a different business when it comes to advertising. You got, there's the CPM models where people will only pay through agencies per 1,000 listener or whatever.
I'm tuning you out now.
Because it's not funny. And then also think about how much different shows there are now. So two guys from Orlando talking about their lives locally, right? The only people that really can,
Don't you tell me what I can relate to. Don't you dare tell me what I can relate to.
Relate to this is people from around here for the most part. Now, other people, like they have similarities to us around the country.
More alike than we are different.
But what we have that's different from them is that we're from Orlando, talking about Orlando things, right? And then there's a lot of two guys doing podcasts in every state, everywhere, that you could listen to. And there's comedians, there's a million shows.
Serious question.
Yeah.
Where can I buy DeSantis boots?
That's done now. It's that joke is.
No, I'm not buying. It's not.
The joke is done.
Sir, I was not doing it for Joe. I was going to buy it. How much would lifts? Boots? How much would lifts raise me up? Josh Groban.
I see there's shoes on TikTok that have like a 4-inch lift or whatever.
That's too much, right? Then you end up looking like you're wearing like 70s platform boots.
No, well, they're built in, so the shoe just looks a little beefier,
like,
but
hey,
you can't really
Dan,
tell.
when did you start wearing moon boots?
Yeah.
Do you remember
do
you remember the jumping shoes that kids wanted? Sorry, I'm going to tangent a bit. There were these jumping shoes when I was a kid that you would see in the back of magazines, and it was a shoe, and then it would have like a peg that came down from the toe area, and then there was like a round pad. And it was like a shoe that would train you to jump. And supposedly, if you use these shoes every day when you play basketball, and then took them off and put on regular shoes, the training using the special shoes would make your jump like bigger and more grandiose. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It specializes in focusing on your calf or whatever the jumping muscles are.
Somebody in the chat room, call in. Rather Be Walking said, I had those. We'll call us 1-844-TOMNDAN. I want to know what they did. But they didn't bounce. They were the ones that I'm talking about were white and red, I want to say. And they were touted as like, oh yeah, all the NBA guys, if you're going to be a basketball guy, you wear these and they train your legs to do super jumps.
Yeah.
And I was like, even at 5'2" or smaller, I was smaller then. I was like, even at that, that's all I need. If I get some of those, then I'll just jump up as tall as everybody else. What a fool. What a goddamn fool.
Well, all those gimmicks, it basically turns out is like, you want to jump higher, just jump every day until you can't jump anymore.
Well, some of it's genetics.
And then eventually you'll jump higher.
Some of it's jumpnetics, because I've seen these guys that are just like, you see the guys, there's like TikTok guys that are like, I'm the jump guy. And all he does is go and like jump up and grab a tree branch. And people are like, whoa!
Good genetics mixed with insane practice over and over, and then it's fine.
These were like shoes, I feel like, these were the shoes that you got when you wanted to dunk and you couldn't quite make it. And they're like, you got to get these shoes. And they were expensive. I want to say they were like $200. But they had no other purpose except you'd wear them and you'd have to walk on your toes because they had that weird thing on the bottom of them.
Yeah, it must have been just to build your calves. And so there are certain things that are impossible. For instance, if Daniel wanted to train every day of his life from here on out to dunk a basketball,
it
just can't be done, right?
No. My body's not long enough.
But there are like Bugsy Moes that
Mugsy Bogues. Bugsy Mogues. You mean Mugsy Bogues?
Whatever the hell.
What Peb? Oh, you mean Spud Webb?
He could dunk, and he was
5'4".
Yeah, like
5'6".
But
I think Spud Webb is 5'6". Muggsy may have been 5'3".
Genetics.
Yeah, genetics, and doing it all his life too. You know, like I'm never been known for my vertical leap. You know, I mean, I played soccer, and I did my things, but no, not that. Not that.
I think I read an article on a plane one time about they were trying to prove or dismiss the 10,000 hours myth about
why.
Just as an experiment to see if a regular person, he did it with golf, if played 10,000 hours of golf, how much better would he actually get?
Sure.
And then I think he got somewhere like 8,000 hours in, and he realized he got better, but it's not is insanely better. Like he didn't turn you start qualifying for the Master.
Could you argue it away and say that he wasn't practicing the correct stuff hard enough?
Maybe. I think his main point was...
Because I do have a lot of friends that go on diets all the time, and so I'm like, I just can't lose weight. And I'm like, I think I know the problem. You know what I mean? It's one like 8,000 hours of not really dedicating yourself to it is still just wasted 8,000 hours.
Yeah, in the article, he said he showed his routine and showed what kind of dedication
so
he
he's
had.
really doing it.
But, his main point was, which everybody, I believe, kind of already knows, like, you need the natural talent combined with the insane practice to actually make a difference.
Sure.
You could do the insane practice. You will get better, but you won't reach the echelon of the pros or whatever.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
You just can't
right.
do it,
Well, like, there were certain things even with, like, drumming that, like, I had a lot of natural I have a lot of natural rhythm, and I can read music, and so those were certain things that were good. I do have small hands, though, so there were certain things that I would go to do that just physically, I am not designed. Like, for instance, piano. There is a certain size hand that would be best suited to play piano.
Yeah. Just reaching your thumb and your pinky to
just being able to navigate the keyboard. I think all the octaves.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. But now can you do it with my hands? Absolutely. There are people that can do it and crush it. Can they do it just as well? Absolutely. But there is an optimum.
It's way harder and
can be.
And I bet you a person with small hands just can't do it. Like, if everything else was equal, can't do it as good as a person with big hands.
Right, or maybe gets tired easier. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But we got one more, and this is just to listen to. We don't really need to say anything to this.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to say I'm tripping my face off. And I really want to make it to the BDM party tonight, but I don't know if I can.
It's a powerful voice, man. There you go. I don't think he showed up.
You're just tripping at your house? Aren't you supposed to have...
Well, that would be like Sunday at like 2 p.m. or Saturday at like 2 p.m., right?
Like
Saturday at 2, you're making a sandwich.
Aren't you supposed to make it special in some way? Like,
nah, every day.
Go and see a laser light show.
No. Make a sandwich,
go out into
trip
the
on your
woods. Just, tripping balls at your house by yourself.
Yeah, and then call your favorite podcast. Uh-oh. If Tom hears that, he's not going to think you're a superstar anymore.
Anyway, we've got our cruise coming up in September. If you want to book it, it's only $1,000 for an inside cabin.
Yeah,
That's unlimited drinks the whole time.
It's going to be so fun. You get Wi-Fi as
Wi-Fi.
well. Yeah, Wi-Fi on the boat's not bad, so you can find all your friends. A lot of friends of the show are going on this particular boat, included, but not limited to our good friend Brendan O'Connor, Cadillac Pat. Who else is coming on the cruise?
A bunch of other listeners that you've heard on the show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, y'all.
And also our ACT 10-year anniversary show is coming up May 31st, and the tickets are available at tomanddan.com.
Yep, go there and check it out. Guys, thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
All right. Nice. All right. Lunchtime?
Yep, we'll do lunch and we'll come back at 1.
Guys, we'll see you back at